Board time allocation. Just want to talk a little bit about that. Great little tool that you might want to consider. Board time allocation checklist. Now, the cool thing behind this is a great tool that you can use to assist your chair to have an understanding of where the board chooses to spend its time. Because in the end, the board can spend its time doing anything that it desires. But what will it choose to spend its time doing? So here we've got the key roles of the board. Now, there's all sorts of ways to slice and dice the roles of the board, so just bear with me as we go through this. But legal, strategy and policy, accountability, public relations, risk management, and reports from operational committees. Let me give you just some best practice guidelines. They're just guidelines on, over a 12-month period, roughly where should the board be spending its time. Just roughly. And you can do this simply by going back and looking at agenda items and just allocating them to some of these criteria. And there's nothing scientific about it, right? Also, please don't try and add these up because they won't. Legal, 5 or 6% of the time of the board spent looking at the legal side of things over a period of a year. It's not 50%, it's not 0%. Strategy and policy, 65 to 75% of the time of the board. Why so much? That's their job. These are the top things we've already agreed have to occur. Accountability, 5 to 6% of the time of the board. And there's examples of what these things mean. Public relations, again, 4, 5, 6%, something like that. Risk management, 10 to 15% of the board. Why so much for risk management? It's the future, it's the thing. More importantly, risk is in fact strategic opportunity. Risk is another way of looking at strategic indicators. Risk is a way of looking at hidden potential. What would it be like if our organisation viewed risk from that point of view rather than one of compliance, nasty, yucky, icky, let's get insurance? The definition of risk under the risk standard in all countries is that anything that has an impact on your strategic objectives. That's the definition of risk. Anything that has an impact on your strategic objectives. You look up the standard on risk. It says it there in black and white. Most people miss that. That's what risk is. That's why you look at things from a risk perspective, not to look at the nasty, yucky stuff, but to look at it from another point of view, of what are the hidden opportunities? What do we need to know? How do we manage those? How can we do things that others say can't be done? Some people call that risk. Now, reports from operational committees and divisions, 10 to 15%, something like that. Where do most boards spend most of their time? So just be aware. Just be aware. Because you can change. Part of that change is choosing to be aware. It's the awareness side.